Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by myrealtysource.com. This is Scott Allen, and this is a brief slideshow, just going to give you an idea of what we are operating with and working with in the Southwest Florida market. Couple updates. International and domestic investors are coming in droves. Cash buyers are taking up about 65% of the sales right now. Foreclosures. Florida has dropped from the number 3 spot to the number 9 spot in most foreclosures filed. That's the biggest drop or biggest change that a state has made since the global crisis, if you will. So a lot of exciting things happening in Southwest Florida, especially as home prices are low and people are taking advantage of the improving job market. Our unemployment rate dropped from 14% to under 12%. So that's a lot of exciting news to hear in a short amount of time. So without further ado, let's get on with the program, and let's get on to the next slide. For those of you that don't know where we're at, our headquarters is located in Fort Myers, Florida. The area of our expertise and our specialty area is Lee County, Florida, which is the area labeled on the map there. As you go up about 120 miles north, you'll see that little bay area cut into Florida, and that's the Tampa-St. Petersburg area, where we also have an office and specialize in bank-owned properties and wholesaling as well. Fort Myers is a great spot geographically on the Gulf of Mexico. We have several towns that incorporate Lee County, and we're only a 2-hour drive from Fort Lauderdale, South Beach, Miami, so if you wanted to get to the other coast and enjoy those amenities, you can do so in just a short drive. All right, let's talk about a couple towns that are in Lee County. We have first Lehigh Acres. Most of you that have spoken to us know that Lehigh Acres is our popular area for single-family homes as well as duplexes, which are the 2-family homes. Most of Lehigh Acres is newer construction. It was basically built during the construction boom in the early 2000s. There are some, of course, older homes when it was more rural, but at this point, most of the construction out there and opportunity that we have is 2004 built and newer. Lehigh Acres is very well located. It's on the east side of Interstate 75. It's on what's called the Daniels Extension from Fort Myers. There's kind of a gap between it and Fort Myers, which is being bridged by a lot of commercial right now, industry. The Boston Red Sox are building a $100 million stadium between Lehigh and Fort Myers right now, so a lot of things that are tying those two towns in together, which is very exciting for the town of Lehigh Acres. Okay, up next is Cape Coral. Cape Coral is a peninsula on the Gulf of Mexico to the west or northwest of Fort Myers. Cape Coral is interesting. You have a lot of second home buyers looking to be close or on the water, whether you're a boater or a fisherman or whatever you want to be. There's a ton of amenities that you can enjoy in Cape Coral. Price points are, of course, higher than they would be in Lehigh Acres. Lehigh Acres is landlocked. But Cape Coral offers 400 miles of canals, both freshwater and Gulf access, and that's more canals than Venice, Italy. So to put things into perspective in comparison to areas around the world that have as much waterfront, Cape Coral has a ton of amenities. I mean, you can, if you don't live on the water, within a matter of minutes, you could be at a boat launch that you could put your boat in the water and be in the Gulf of Mexico within no time. So affordable home prices, we're sitting anywhere between the $80,000 and $90,000 mark with Cape Coral homes. We do have some duplexes available, but they're a little bit more expensive in the low to mid $100,000 range. But for the most part, Cape Coral does have a very strong housing market that's on a very quick rebound. The homes that are priced under $100,000 are selling very, very quickly. Same thing all around the county. But the rental rates are strong, and people have a preference for Cape Coral just because of the waterfront location. Okay, up next is Fort Myers. As you can see in the picture, that is downtown Fort Myers. That's a few of the several bridges in town. Those will lead you into North Fort Myers or Cape Coral. But the downtown redevelopment plan, which was back in 2003, was erected and by several developers along the waterfront, and they experienced a big crash as well. Prices started at $500 a square foot, and now you can get them for about $175 a square foot. So obviously there was an adjustment in Fort Myers with the high-rise condos as well. Fort Myers has some investment opportunity. You're looking more at second home opportunities or seasonal rentals. We're seeing investors that are looking to capture long-term speculative returns instead of the cash flow. You're going to get more cash flow in Cape Coral and Lehigh than you will in Fort Myers. But depending on personal preference as far as what your strategy is, Fort Myers can, of course, offer you a good long-term investment in an area that's very close to the beaches and islands and things of that nature. All right, and we'll touch on Sanibel Island. We can just kind of touch base on this for about 10 seconds because you're not going to be buying investment property here. In fact, it's very expensive. It's one of those top 10 resorts and resort areas in the entire world. But from Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Lehigh, you're just a short drive to the resorts if you want to go for the day and sit by the pool and enjoy the white sand beaches, very popular for shelling, fishing, scuba diving, snorkeling, all that kind of stuff. So within a short drive, you could be on Sanibel Island and drive a little further up Sanibel, and you can get to Captiva Island as well. All right, let's touch base on what's going on in the market. The reason why a lot of people are buying in Florida is because buyers are trying to chase the bottom here, and we already think that it's hit bottom, and we're seeing that from 2010 medians. The 2009 median compared to the 2010 median showed an improvement of 3.65%, one of very, very, very few markets in the United States of America that showed an improvement in the median year over year in 2010. And as I mentioned in the first slide, 65% of the buyers were cash in Lee County, so a lot of investors, homeowners, second homers that have some equity in their houses up north and are bringing it down here. We're seeing a lot of cash buyers, which is one of the reasons that the market is going crazy. We are seeing bidding wars everywhere on every houses. Anything that's priced under $150,000 is certainly getting into a bidding war. Higher price homes might still fall. If you're looking at a golf course home or a home on the water that's priced over $500,000, you may want to wait it out. They could be dropping a little bit further, but we are seeing the median balance by the lower priced homes putting upward pressure on that median and increasing it, because of course the median being 100,000, anything under 150 is selling. So as more of those homes sell and the lower price homes get flown off the market, you're going to see the median increase. And I think by the end of 2011, you should see a median of about $100,000 in Lee County. So that's one of the big reasons people are buying, and we certainly recommend looking into the market now instead of waiting. You will be on the outside looking in if you do wait, but of course for the investment opportunity, you want to do your due diligence, and that's what we're here for. Baby boomers retiring, still buying, as I mentioned, and home prices are at 1997 levels, which is the lowest they've been in a long time, obviously. Well, since 1997. Let's move on. All right, I was messing with my Excel, and I couldn't get the dates on the bottom. It's numbered 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 18, but it's supposed to be 1993 to 2010. So as you can see, at about 2002 is when that upward trend really started skyrocketing, and in 2005 was when we hit our peak. And the peak was a very strong year. There was a ton of sales, and the median price went to $281,000, which was an increase from $129,000 only 4 years earlier in 2001. And as you can see with the crash, in 2009, we dropped to our lowest level since 1997, dropped down to $90,400 as a median for the entire county. In 2010, we went up to $93,700, and as stated on the last slide, that's over a 3.5% improvement in the median. So I think 2011, in fact, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I know that the median home price is going to go up closer to $100,000 by the end of 2011 with all the sales that we're seeing and sales volume right now. All right, to make the slideshow brief, we're going to just go over some comparables of what we're selling. I'm going to touch on the Lehigh Acres market because most people are calling about Lehigh Acres. If you do want to follow up with me via email or phone call, please ask me for some Cape Coral comps if you'd like to see. But just to give you an idea of what things are selling for, we go within a 1 mile radius of where our designated areas in Lehigh are, so these are very good comparables. 2416 Ted Avenue sold recently for $109,000. This is a very similar duplex. We buy the same exact ones and make them look the same exact way in our program. So it's the same builder that built them. We just have different inventory from different banks. Sold for $109,000. Okay, another duplex. This one is actually inferior to what we typically buy. We don't buy this model. I don't find it very conducive for the area. We don't see many tenants that are really favorable towards it. But anyway, on Gilbert Avenue, which we've had plenty on Gilbert, we just saw this one sell recently in the last 30 days for $109,000. And this one kind of burned me a little bit, only because from our bank sources, we typically have first right of refusal on our homes, and that's how we get such low prices on our inventory. We do buy small bulk packages. This is one I didn't act on quick enough, and typically for what we get them for, which is much cheaper than this, the bank actually, we lost our first right of refusal, first look window with them, and they went on to sell it on the open market for $87,200, and this was in the last 45 days as well. And here you have it. These are one of the duplexes that we just sold. We can offer turnkey duplexes for $75,000 to $83,000, turnkey and rent ready. Most of the time, by the time you close, they already have renters in place at about $650 per side, which gives you a end of the year cap rate at about 13 to 15%. So the returns and the ROI is very good on them if you're looking on a pro forma basis. But these duplexes, we get them at a steep discount. We have a very good reputation in town with local institutions where we show that we can close on things that we say we're going to buy. A lot of people lose their reputation and lose their first right of refusal access with asset managers and banks because they tie up the homes for X amount of days and then they can't close on them or won't close on them because they don't have a back-end buyer. We buy, and we know we have our proof of funds and we have a line of credit where we can buy and hold on to them and fix them up and make them look nice to wholesale to real estate investors looking for under market value properties. So, it just speaks volumes of our reputation in town, and we certainly enjoy giving them away to our investors at under market value prices to you guys so you can refer us business in the future. Let's take a single-family house example. This one on 7th Street West sold for $75,000 in the last 30 days. Very similar to what we have. In fact, our inventory, some of our homes look identical just like that. Same builder, same floor plan. We just have a different inventory from our different financial institutions. Here's another one on 5th Street Southwest. We actually had the house across the street that we already sold. We ended up selling this to our investor for $59,000. The one across the street, which is this one in the picture, sold for $76,000. Same square footage, nothing different. Cost per square foot, we were able to sell it a lot cheaper than what the retail market is offering. Okay, here's another house that sold in the last 30 days on 2nd Street Southwest. Sold for $83,300. This home was only on the market 39 days before it sold. So for $83,000, you're going to see in the next slide, we had a house that we just sold to one of our investors at 3801 2nd Street Southwest, literally around the corner from this house. Actually, our home was bigger by about 150 square feet, and we sold it to our investor at $61,000. So a steep discount of what prices are actually going for in the retail market. And here's a look at that 2nd Street house that we were just talking about on the previous slide. We sold that for $61,000. We offer our homes turnkey, ready to go at $55,000 to $63,000. This home at 61, this is what it looked like post-rehab. In fact, it didn't need much rehab. There is a tenant in place renting for $850 a month, a very good tenant. It's in a great part of town with great proximity to everything. And as you can see, our prices are certainly under market value compared to what sales are going for in the area. Okay, let's touch on a couple bullet points of why we should invest in Florida. First and foremost, most of you know when you come visit the area, we take you to our properties. We don't sell properties to investors unless we are invested ourselves, and we're heavily invested into the market. We try programs first before we start wholesaling them to make sure they work. Our reputation is very important to us. A lot of people that are surfing the internet and doing due diligence and talking to realtors, normally, if you're asking the realtor for a turnkey opportunity with management in place, they will refer you to us. That's happened on several occasions. It is going based on our reputation, and again, it's something we're very proud of. Homes under $150,000 have bottomed. They are going up. In fact, like I mentioned earlier, the homes that are priced under $100,000, you're going to see that put upward pressure on the median this year, and you're going to see that median increase. I'm telling you right now. So at a $93,700 median of where we're at right now, I see it closer to $100,000 by the end of the year as the homes under $100,000 continue to skyrocket in sales volume. Our inventory that we deal with is newer construction, 2004 and newer. You won't see us selling anything that's older than 2004. Occasionally we'll dabble at 2003 depending on what it looks like, but 99.9% of our homes are 2004 and newer. Rental rates, we've seen increases in January alone in duplexes. They bottomed out in 2009, the rental rates, and we're starting to see improvements. We've seen incremental increases in leases as they renew, so that's exciting to see. And you're purchasing for about 40% of replacement cost. And you'll see that on your insurance quote. For instance, if you buy a single-family house for $60,000, the replacement cost is about $140,000 for that home. So you're getting a steep discount, and in my opinion, in the next 5 years, we're going to be getting very, very close to that replacement cost value. So, if you do buy those lower-priced homes, those ones that are in good condition, and you can line yourself up with the proper people to work with, hopefully that being us, you're putting yourself in a favorable position in the real estate market in Southwest Florida. All right, everybody, thanks for stopping by the slideshow. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We love giving these presentations because it gives you a little bit of an insight of what we're about, what the properties look for, legitimate comparable sales, so forth and so on. If you are an out-of-town investor, we want to make your investment as passive, as easy, as convenient as possible. What we're doing that a lot of people seem to like is we are taking numerous pictures, as most of you have seen in our inventory lists. And we also offer to take videos, like walkthrough videos, so you can kind of get a more intimate feel for what the property is. We'll walk from the street into the duplex, show you exactly, or single-family house, whatever we're looking at, and give you a good idea as far as what the condition is. Of course, you'll see pre and post rehab, of the work quality that we do with our rehab team. And we'll show you how much care we actually put into this investment. We're not a chintzy company to where we do things, a half-based system. Everything is done at 100%. We want to make sure that this is a lucrative investment for you, and we do our best to ensure that. So, again, thank you for visiting our website. And if you need to contact us, my name's Scott Allen. I'm right there. MyRealtySource.com. My email address is below. Direct phone number. Feel free to reach out anytime, and we look forward to hearing from you. I'm going to sign out. So talk to you soon.